Okay, here is a review for Road Redemption. It is a very close rendition of Road Rash. The mechanics are very similar. You're on a motorcycle, you're fighting your opponents. These are your different modes. Online, there's not a whole lot of people who play online, but the matches are pretty brutal because you're not fighting an AI computer. You're going to have a hell of a time with just one or two people. The Campaign Plus just throws all kinds of crazy crap in your way. We're going to start off a match with level 1 here. So you can pick joystick or keyboard. I would not play this game with a keyboard if I were you. You have your bike selection. You've got a pretty good amount of bikes here. This is your rider selection right here. You've even got Moto Knight, or Shovel Knight, sorry. So you're just going to pick whoever you want, and they have different attributes. This is the story of the game. I'm going to let you just go ahead and read it for yourself. There is a fair amount of carnage in this game, so if you don't like that kind of stuff, this might not be the game for you. But it is a pretty fun game. You can find it on Steam. It's an indie game. I don't believe it's on the PlayStation or Xbox or anything. What you just saw is essentially a map of the 3 gangs you're going to be going through until you eventually get to that red skull, which is the assassin. So there's 2 different types of matches. There is the race match, which is what you're seeing right now, and then there's just the kill match where you got to kill a certain amount of opponents, and each match is going to get progressively harder and harder each time. So you got weapons you can use. You can also block like that, and you can kick your opponents as well. Oh shit. If you crash, it's not really the biggest deal, but you do have to pay attention to your health bar. That red health bar, if that runs out at any time, even from a crash, or if your opponents manage to knock you off your bike, and like I said, the game gets progressively harder as you go along. So if that health bar runs out, because the enemies hit harder in the later levels, then the game is over. There's one thing you can buy which will allow you to have an extra life, and but I wouldn't count on having enough money to buy it, especially early on. So you got I like the shovel, but there's all kinds of different weapons you can have. And believe it or not, melee weapons are not the only weapons you can have. You can actually have guns. The thing with a gun is it's a little bit harder to steer. Not steal. It's a little bit harder to steer, but look, you can shoot in front of you, which is pretty handy. Just whack all these people really quick. Okay, so you can see on the top right, that's where you are, in the match. So right now I'm in first place, and you've got nitro boosting. You can get ahead of your opponents. You've got another this is a really cool little handy thing. It's called the jump boost. You can actually get, some decent height off of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and decapitate that guy just to show you how the sword works. And whenever you decapitate people, you actually gain just a little bit of health. So there are ways to actually get your health back in the game, which is pretty handy. As far as the game goes, if I were to give this a review score, I would rate it pretty highly. I'd give it about a 7.5 out of a possible 10. It recreates Road Rash pretty well, and the settings I'm using are not actually the absolute highest settings in the game. They do get a little bit higher. Oh shit, just hit that stupid sign. But when I'm using the recording cam, it just kind of makes the game pretty slow and choppy when I use the max settings. So here's your cash that you're getting. You know, you get a cash reward, you get some experience, which I'll show you in just a moment. If you get anything, if you get, I think maybe you can get second or third, but if you get anything lower than that, you're going to have to repeat the match. This is what you can use your cash on. You've got all these little upgrades, and you'll carry these just throughout your campaign. They're not permanent by any means, so you can buy, you know, drugs here. The drugs give you health, which you're not exactly going to be winning over the kids crowd with that kind of stuff, but yeah. And yeah, you know, you can get a little bit more ammo, things like that. So I'm just going to skip out of this menu here, and here's our map again. So you see how I progress 1 point further. That's how you do it, basically. You've got over a dozen matches, and you'll stay within that gang's territory, and you slowly progress to the next gang's territory, and each gang has a completely different look and different weaponry. They all kind of play a little bit similar. They're going to try to beat the crap out of you, but once you get to that red one, that is the main objective, the assassin that you're trying to catch. So we're going to go ahead and show you this one next game just for a moment, and I think you pretty much got it. This is the kill match here. I haven't played in a little while. So what you're essentially trying to do is, you see that number on the top right there where it says you've got to kill 4 people? Well, watch what happens when I get this guy. So 3 now, and 2. Oh, this is going to be a quick match. And unlike the race where you've got to go to a certain set point, basically, boom, it's over. As soon as you get your number of kills, that's it. And you're going to have your little leader right there talking to you the whole time. And you actually will have some guys on your side coming in from time to time. You want to try to avoid killing those because you'll lose points, and your leader will basically talk shit to you when that happens. Okay, so we've established everything so far, and I'm going to show you this one last thing. So go ahead and go. Also, you can go to put me on track anytime you just get thrown off into the woods or something, and it's going to take you, 10-15 seconds to get back. That is a little helpful. And you got your control scheme over there to the right. And we're going to go ahead and quit the match. All your progress is going to be basically lost, like your total cash, all that stuff's going to go away. Oh, you see down there it says Reaper Leader? Well, that's actually a boss you fight. He's got a lot more health, and he's kind of funny because he talks so much shit as you're trying to fight him. I should have gone up against him, just didn't even notice. Okay, so let's show you the XP. This is where you're going to spend your XP on all these different upgrades. First, you start off with just these 4, and none of these trees are unlocked here. But you slowly will unlock them. Like, you can start with cool weapons, extra health. You start off with a very small amount of health to begin with. There's only 100. And then, you can buy all kinds of cool stuff. The ability to skip levels, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, you're going to not have as much, money and things if you were to progress just skipping like that. You're going to do better if you start at level 1. Okay, so that is Road Redemption. You can buy it on Steam, and if you haven't checked it out, it is really... thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a pleasant day.